Yo, what's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. I know you guys could probably already tell it is going down. Just by that title alone, you're definitely going to see this one as we've been witnessing complete pandemonium and chaos coming from the folks on the left following the 2024 election turnout, guys. And today's update is no different, folks. I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to say too much. All I will say is it's truly over when we got the White House press secretary turning on the sitting VP, Kamala Harris, guys. I'm excited to get into this one. So we're not straight into it. Just make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we even get into it, you guys, hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button for your boy. And without further ado, let's jump straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
It mentioned, this administration message to millions of Americans that they're going to wake up day after the election if Trump won and have their rights stripped away, that democracy would crumble, and the president said today we're going to be okay. So how do you square that?
I can square that. I'm going to square that in a way that hopefully makes sense, because I've been answering this question multiple times. The American people made the decision. There was an election 2 nights ago. There was. And it was a free and fair election. And we respect the election process. We do. And Americans spoke. And so the job of the president is to make sure we respect that. The job of the president is to make sure that we have a peaceful transfer of power. That is what the American people deserve. And that's what we're going to, it's not complicated. It's truly as simple as that. As simple as that. The president called, the president-elect invited him to the White House. You know why? Because that's customary. That is customary. That is what you do. If you respect what the American people decided, that's what you do. And that's what the president's going to make sure that the Trump transition has what it needs, which is being led obviously by our chief of staff here. Why? Because the president wants to lead by example. It's not complicated. It really isn't. And that's important.
By example is the message to people who are fearful based on what the messaging was about the stakes.
Well, now you're just twisting everything around, and that's really unfair. No, it is. No, Jackie, it's unfair, because I've been standing here trying to be very respectful to what happened the last 2 nights ago. Being respectful. I've been standing here saying that we respect the decision that the American people made. I've been standing here and saying that the president's going to put the American people first. I've been standing here talking about how the president's going to make sure that they get what they deserve, which is a peaceful transfer of power. I do not appreciate having my words twisted. That is, I have been very clear, very clear about what the president wants to do, and the vice president. We want to make sure that we deliver for the American people. They deserve a peaceful transfer of power, and that's what you're going to see. Thanks, everybody.
Before Cringe stormed out like a petulant little teenager, she was pushed by another reporter. The president repeatedly referred to Donald Trump as a threat to democracy over and over again. This morning, though, he said that they were all okay, and it was just political rhetoric. The president is an optimist. Yes. So we're uniting with Hitler, is what they're saying. We're uniting with fascism and Hitler. Here we go.
Thanks, Karine. Picking up on that point just a little bit, earlier you said that the White House's view when it came to reproductive rights did not change from pre- and post-election. The president repeatedly referred to Donald Trump as a threat to democracy over and over again, and this morning, though, he said we're all going to be okay. So, was that just political rhetoric?
I mean, if you know the president, you know that him saying we're all going to be okay, he's an optimist, right? He believes when you get knocked down.
Guys, the baloney they try to feed us is disgusting. Like, she will not own up. The fear-mongering, the, end of democracy narrative. They were telling us, oh, you're going to wake up dead. Donald Trump gets elected. I mean, come on. The things they were trying to scare folks. They were trying to scare them away from Donald Trump. And now they're not even able to own up and say, at least, yeah, we were just trying to get a vote. Now they're saying that Joe Biden's an optimist. He doesn't really believe that, the threat is gone. He just believes that maybe we can look past. I mean, come on, you guys. This is so tired.
So, was that just political rhetoric?
I mean, if you know the president, you know that him saying we're all going to be okay, he's an optimist, right? He believes when you get knocked down, you get back up. We lost, but we're not defeated, right? We suffered a defeat, but we're not defeated. And that is the president's optimistic nature. And it's very similar to the question that I just got from Karine. The president believes, as you asked me about the threat to democracy, believes in being an obligation to be honest to the American people. And we cannot forget, it wasn't, just really quickly, it wasn't just the president who was saying this, right? I mean, you had the former...
Guys, they can never take full responsibility or accountability for their action. Now she's trying to divert, put it on someone else, saying, hey, this isn't all on, Joe Biden. Everyone was using the narrative. Everyone was running with the rhetoric to say that, Donald Trump was a threat, a danger to democracy. He was going to be the end of democracy if this guy got, elected in as president. I mean, come on. No accountability whatsoever. These guys are a little bunch of big kids.
To be honest to the American people.
Listen to
and
her.
We cannot forget, it wasn't, just really quickly, it wasn't just the president who was saying this, right? I mean, you had the former president, now the president-elect, talked about an enemy within, right? He talked about mistreating Americans who disagree with him, about terminating the Constitution. We heard from his former chief of staff.
Putting the blame shifting it to Donald Trump, guys. This is the only way they know to answer questions. They've been doing it this entire time. I mean, Donald Trump is always going to be to blame. And she's talking about the enemy within. It's a totally different narrative Donald Trump was pushing versus these folks were flat out just saying that you vote this guy and the democracy as we know it is going to end. You won't even remember what we used to have. I mean, come on, guys. This is so tired. It's so tired. This playbook.
Talked about an enemy within, right? He talked about mistreating Americans who disagree with him, about terminating the Constitution. We heard from his former chief of staff, John Kelly. And let's not forget the former defense secretary, Mark Esper. We heard from them and what they had to say. So we weren't the only ones saying that. And the president does believe that he needs to be honest, has an obligation to be honest to the American people. Now we're in a situation where the American people have spoken, and we're going to respect the outcome of the election 2 days ago because we have to respect our election system. It's important to do that. And at the same time, he's still a leader. He wants to make sure that he shows optimism, right? He wants to make sure that people understand that there is a tomorrow, right? There is going to be another opportunity to have your voices heard. And so that is very much quintessential Joe Biden, I think, if you have followed him and really reported on him for the past several years.
To be clear, you still believe that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy?
I think that the president was very clear what he stated, and it was very honest. And what we are trying to do, and I get your question, what we are trying to do is respect what the American people decided. We're not trying to cause any divisions here. We're trying to be very respectful of what the American people, but again, when he spoke, he wanted to be honest with the American people and shared what he believed, and it wasn't just him. But right now, we want to move forward. We want to make sure there's a peaceful transfer of power. That's what the American people deserve.
Yo, there we have it, guys. That one coming from our friend Benny Johnson. I'll definitely be sure to leave that original video link down in the description box below. Those you want to go over there, check that out. Also, you guys to go over there, show our friend Benny Johnson tons of love and support, man. He's a solid guy. Oh my goodness, guys. They're running with the same old playbook. I mean, come on. KJP, Karine Jean-Pierre, and not able to answer the question on why Biden kept on saying Donald Trump was a threat to democracy. And then after Donald Trump is elected in, Biden says to the American folks, hey, he's a great dude. You don't have anything to worry about. America is going to be fine. I mean, come on. No accountability whatsoever. Karine Jean-Pierre trying to say that he's an optimist. That was her excuse. He's an optimist with an optimistic outlook on America and America's future. I call absolute baloney on that, and we're not having it. And then that's not even the best part of it all. Then she runs with the old tire playbook of pushing the blame shifting over to Donald Trump, saying that it was not just Biden with this threat to democracy narrative that was being pushed. It was also happening on the other side. So that excuses why, Biden kept lying and saying that Donald Trump will become this dictator that's going to end democracy. I mean, come on. When will they give it up, guys? Definitely hop in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one.